What's up everyone, Zero here, welcome back to the channel. The radio silence is over. We finally got a major announcement from Grinding Gear Games regarding some sort of change, and lo and behold, it's the end game that they're gonna fix. I'm kind of surprised about this, to be honest with you. I thought they were gonna mention something about class balance, but hey, I will take this all day long. So it says, as you know, the improvements to the endgame are a big focus of our next 0.4 content update for Path of Exile 2. However, we realized that it might be better to introduce some of the mechanical changes to the endgame sooner. So next week we are planning to release patch 0.3.1 with major changes and improvements to the endgame. So as you can see here, the towers are gone and he's got a thumbs up. I have a thumbs up too. Let's watch the video.
Hi. I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games. Now, it's no secret that we need to make some improvements to the endgame, and the plan has been to do some pretty major changes in 0.4.0, but we realized it might be nice to iterate on some of the more mechanical changes in 0.3.1 and just save the new content for 0.4.0. That way we can get a chance to test some of these things a bit earlier. A major concern for players are the mechanics around towers. Players don't like having to find towers to juice their maps, and don't enjoy needing to find multiple overlapping towers to get the best outcomes. In order to fix that, you no longer need towers to use tablets. Instead, tablets can now be placed in the map device to add their bonuses directly to your maps. Each time you use a tablet while running a map, the number of remaining uses goes down. Once it reaches 0, the tablet is destroyed. You can use up to 3 tablets on each map, but the number of enabled slots is based on how many mods the map has. Running a 6-mod map will enable all 3 of the tablet slots on the map device. This change allows you to benefit fully from tablets, no matter what random layout of towers you happen to find.
This is such a good change. I thought that they were going to do this way differently, but this is basically like scarabs. So the tablets are just basically like the new scarabs, pretty much.
Towers can still be used to gain visibility on the atlas, and they'll also drop an extra tablet as a reward for completing them. Something we've never really been happy with was the base experience of how you complete a map. In PoE 2, we wanted boss fights to feel challenging and rewarding, so we decided to make bosses spawn only in some maps. In all the other maps, the completion condition for the map was killing all the rare monsters. However, we don't really feel this is that enjoyable. It tends to degenerate into just following minimap icons. In order to address this, we're now making all maps contain map bosses.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Complete the map, just kill the map boss. You no longer need to kill any rares, and you can do as much or as little of the rest of the map as you please. We still want some map bosses to be more challenging and rewarding though. The existing icons that currently indicate that there's a map boss now instead mean that the map boss of the area will be extra challenging, with more rewards and the map tier upgrade. We also wanted to improve the base experience of mapping in other ways by making sure that there is at least a guaranteed minimum amount of bonus content in each map. As you generate each map, we will now always add between 1 to 3 extra random features, including Breach, Delirium, Ritual, and Expedition, as well as Shrines, Strongboxes, Essences, Wisps, Rogue Exiles, and Summoning Circles. This content will be added in addition to the content added by your tablets and maps, and will be selected afterwards. This means that if you have a mob that adds an expedition which can't have more than one in a map, then we'll make sure to select something else instead. With both this change and the tower change, content icons for Breach, Delirium, Ritual, and Expedition have been removed from the atlas. All the content you didn't add yourself will be randomly generated as you go to the area.
There we go.
Currently we believe the time to complete a given map is a bit too long, and so we're lowering it. To start with, we're taking the 15 largest maps and reducing their sizes. We also felt like there were just too many monsters. The size of monster packs in T1 maps was actually over 40% higher than in the interlude area right before it. This also resulted in a sudden difficulty spike at the start of endgame, if your build wasn't able to handle large packs well. Getting swarmed by monsters is a common complaint in the endgame. To address that, we're lowering the number of monsters and monster packs at the start of the endgame by 30%. As you go through the tiers, the number of monsters will increase so that by tier 15 it's the same as it was before. This will also increase the difference between map tiers. We're also making a change that PoE 1 already had, where maps with very open layouts have slightly lowered pack density compared to the more closed indoor maps. This was done in order to prevent you getting swarmed too much in open maps, and so we're doing this for PoE 2 as well. This should significantly reduce the time taken to clear maps and reduce the difficulty that many players are experiencing as they enter the endgame. Now, there are still a lot of other new features and content that we want to add to the endgame, but we believe that these changes are a good step towards improving the base experience of mapping.
This is awesome. Now, a lot of people are going to say they're making their way just to make PoE 1 again, but I really don't think that's accurate. I think that they're taking the better parts of PoE 1's endgame and then adding them to this endgame. So I think that if they continue to do that, they can find a good middle ground. It is a sequel after all. So the other change that they are making is the alchemy orbs. With the introduction of tiered currency in 0.3, alchemy orbs became less valuable and had fewer uses. To give them more function and smooth out the process of crafting your maps, alchemy orbs can now be used on magic items, and this will upgrade a magic item into a rare with 4 random modifiers. Here are all the maps that they ended up taking, reducing the size of. Thank God. There were so many of these maps. They were just egregiously big. I know some people like that. I'm not one of them. They also made some changes to the Atlas tree. I think that they're going to have to redo the entire Atlas tree. I think that it's just like the Atlas tree is just not consequential at all. I really feel like they're just going to have to do it. It's kind of similar to PoE 1, where the Atlas tree really affects the end game. And you can kind of build up a strat from it and all that. Yeah, man. And oh, big change. Big change. The ground effects have been reduced. At least 66% of the ground effects currently covering the ground will be removed. This value is higher on lower tier waystones. Awesome, man. And then you have the obligatory Rue as a cat post over and over again. Very excited for these changes. I can't wait. PoE 1's coming out at the end of October. We are going to be eating good. Looks like they are staying on schedule. So stay tuned, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.